Really strange game tonight. I didn't think there was energy in the building. I didn't think there was energy on our bench. I didn't really feel good about how we played, how it felt. We obviously won 80-55, and we did a number of good things. One of the stats that I think we really are proud of is our turnovers. We continue to be right at that threshold of 9 or 10. It's not easy to play 40-minute games and be single-digit turnovers, and in particular when you play fast and you're in the month of November. So I think that's a really good sign. By the way, we had 24 assists. I think our backcourt has been outstanding. Our starting backcourt, Davion McKnight and Ryan Conwell, you put those two guys together. We had a big challenge here tonight guarding number 0, Justice Schultz. He came into the game averaging 20 a game from Siena. One of our goals was to really do a great job on him. And although the team gets the credit for doing it, I thought Davion really gave an amazing amount of effort defensively himself in the most unselfish manner you can to impact the game and impact winning on the defensive end. And when you give that much of yourself on the defensive end, sometimes your offense, doesn't quite look right, but he had 7 assists and 1 turnover. So I think on the year right now, I believe he's 26 assists in 3 or 4 turnovers through 5 games. Same thing with Ryan. I didn't think like this was one of his best games here tonight, but Ryan was 6 for 9 from the floor, 4 for 5 from 3, 16 points. Thought he was really solid. So, our backcourt taking care of the ball, just being really consistent. And, I feel really good about that. Marcus Foster might be our team's best defensive player, and it was great to see him settle in offensively here tonight. And 5 defensive rebounds, 12 points, 5 assists, and 1 turnover. And Marcus was outstanding. So, we did some good things. I didn't think we were as comfortable against the zone. Makes sense. First time we've seen it, and I think it was good that we were able to go against it, and we'll learn from it, grow, and be better the next time as we play against different styles. But the number one thing we have to do is we have to define roles on our team, and that's my job. It's really easy for me to do. It's unless you play really hard for the name on the front of your jersey, Xavier, unless you give us maximum effort defensively. Doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but your effort level really does have to be perfect. You have to fly around and play as hard as you can to the point where you can't breathe and you need a sub. And you have to do it again and again and again, every day and every game, because that's the identity of what we're building. And in this conference, in order to achieve the goals we have, you need guys that are willing to do it on the defensive end. Right now, we have a virus that everybody is looking at the stat sheet, trying to get as many points as they possibly can. And they want to win, but they really want to win and score. We need a couple guys that are willing to rebound, defend, make the extra pass, play at a very, very high level defensively, and understand that that's what makes a team great. Jerome Hunter did it 2 years ago for the team that he was on. I thought Davion McKnight did it all of last year with the team that he was on. And those guys, when you're unselfish like that and you embrace your role, you have a way of just growing your role and getting better. And all of a sudden, you start to score. All of a sudden, you get to play more. And the next thing you know, it's like, well, man, how did all that happen? You knew your job, you did it, you kept doing it, you did it really well, and all of a sudden, you did some other things well. And you just see it every year in all sports. Once a young person embraces their responsibility and role on the team, most of the time, that's when they improve and grow. If you start off with like, man, I wish I was playing more, I got to get more shots, I can't believe I only scored 2 points, that's the guy that all of a sudden you're like, whatever happened to him? Because here, he's not playing. He's not playing. And I feel like 5 games in plus 2 exhibition games, the Notre Dame scrimmage and Dayton, we know a lot more about our team right now. We have a few things we really like about our team. We need some guys right now that are willing to roll their sleeves up and do the dirty work, that are willing to come in and not worry about scoring or shooting, and guard and rebound and set great screens and make the extra pass and do it for a 3 or 4 minute burst, do it really well and come out of the game and then go back in and do it again. That's when depth, quality depth wins out. Quality depth playing 8 or 9 guys when everyone's trying to get theirs, it becomes like a mess. And we're dealing with some of that right now. I have to do a better job, and I think I have more information of this is our role, this is your role, this is how we're going to move forward, and you're going to have to embrace it, accept it, do it really well. And if you want it to grow, that's the first good step, embracing the role. November is a month where you learn a lot about your team. I feel like we're learning more and more about our team. Now the next step is when we go to Florida, we have to have more defined roles in the 8, 9 guys we're going to play. And if you don't play with all of your heart and soul for Xavier University on defense, you are not playing. You are not playing. You will not see that guy check in. He will not play. And I think that's the standard, and that's where we have to see this thing through. It'll be interesting to see how we go from here. That's for sure.
So everything you said, Sean, can that be coached, or does that innately have to come from the individual player himself?
Both. I think we have to communicate and make sure that there are clear expectations, and then the player has to embrace it.
Sean, Xavier leads the country in assist percentage. You guys are really distributing the ball well. How do you like the way offensively you're finding the open guy and getting good shots?
No, 24 assists in a college game isn't easy to do. We've done that well. We do share the ball. And look, we have a lot of guys making shots too. And we really do. You look, we've shot 50% from the floor. We were 11 for 24 from 3, 46%. And we didn't get to the free throw line a lot, but we also had single-digit turnovers, 9. That's not our issue. Our issue is we need more guys contributing on the defensive end, holding their water, making big plays, being consistent, playing without fouling, and taking more pride in that than we currently do.
Coach, you guys had 33 fast break points. I know you always want to play fast, but was there an extra emphasis on that at all tonight with how slow Siena has tended to play so far?
No, and we could have had more. We had a few plays in the second half where we didn't finish as well. They elected to play zone, and sometimes when you play zone on makes and misses, it's not easy to get back. And I thought we beat their zone down the floor a couple times. Once their zone was set, we have to be better just executing, moving the ball, and making sure, again, defining roles of what we need to do against the zone defense. Tonight was the first time we really saw a zone for an extended period of time. So from that perspective, that was great for us to go through.
Sean, you guys always emphasize taking care of the ball, not turning it over. Why has this group been so much better at it early in the season? Is it mature players? Is it skilled players? What is it?
Yeah, there's a number of guys who deserve credit. For example, like Marcus Foster, he had 8 assists the other day, right? So, I mean, he's a wing player. That's like 13 assists, 2 turnovers in 2 games from a wing. Dalen Swain is another guy. Dalen tonight was 3-1. So you have our wings and forwards that can pass. I think Jerome and Zach can do a good job as well, John. But it all starts and stops with your point guard. If he plays the way our point guard plays, pushing the pace, being unselfish, and his assist to turnover ratio is what it is. It has a way of being contagious for everybody else. So I give Davion McKnight a tremendous amount of credit. I really do for his tone setting, taking care of the ball for us.
One last question.
How would you assess Dalen Swain's play so far through the first few games?
I think Dalen's off to a great start. I think he can continue to be more confident in our half court, where he can look to score a little bit more, taking his opportunities when they present himself. Right now sometimes he just moves the ball. A lot of Dalen's good plays are happening in transition. Not a doubt in my mind, I think he can do even more in our half court offense, and that takes some time. Like, you forget how young he is, beginning of his sophomore year. He'll improve as we keep going on. I love his defense. He's made some great plays. He's fouling a little bit too much right now, but Dalen impacts the game. Rebounding, he's our leading defensive rebounder. In transition, defensively, He does a lot of things for our team. I'm very happy with him, and I think Dalen truly understands who he is on this year's team.